What's up, guys? My name is Brendan, and today we're doing a Q&A session. I reached out to you guys on Instagram and asked, what do you want to know? Anything from tricks to personal life, please feel free to just ask me anything that's on your mind. Today, I'm going to go through as many questions as I can. So, with that said, let's get started. Gymnastics has had a huge impact on my tricking progression personally. You see, if you guys don't know, my mom spent most of her young adulthood as a high-level gymnastics coach. Then she opened her own gym and started teaching there. So I spent most of my childhood training acrobatics, gymnastics, and circus skills. Now, I never really competed in gymnastics, but I still learned a ton from the sport. For example, gymnastics is very progressive. A front tuck leads into a front layout, which leads into a front half, a front full, and so on. It's very understandable if you can get the base skill to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, and in that way, gymnastics is very nice. Though I don't like how gymnastics is very rigid. In the sport of gymnastics, there is one way to do a front tuck. But in the sport of tricking, you can variate it, have fun with it, and do it however you want. So while gymnastics is great, and honestly, you will not get better athletes than top-level gymnasts, there is so much more love for me for the sport of tricking. That's why I spend most of my time there, but that said, I am passionate about gymnastics. The two sports for me would be gymnastics and Taekwondo. I talked about gymnastics in the first question, and having a strong gymnastics background has really helped me learn the flips and the twists, especially the vertical on-axis flipping motions. But I also did a lot of Taekwondo. As a kid, I did 8 years of competitive Taekwondo, and I earned my black belt. It was something that really helped me learn the kicks of tricking. Because I had that strong flipping and twisting background and the kicks, I was able to learn new tricks very fast. But there are gaps in my background. For example, I've never learned wushu, so butterfly kick, butterfly twist, and the variants of it all come very hard for me. You guys gotta understand that no background is perfect, and you just gotta use what you have now and try and incorporate into that style as you move forward in tricking. Personally, I do not value style over power or power over style. Really, I view tricking as an individual game. You see, I want to get clean, strong, and consistent. Other athletes want to scale up their tricks and be the world's first to land a new skill. While that is something that's really impressive, that just doesn't appeal to me personally. Now, if I were to judge two tricking athletes against each other, I'd have to weigh their power, their style, their cleanliness, their consistency, their execution, and so much more if I were to decide who was the better athlete. But honestly, it's so individual and so personal that you guys have to decide in yourself what you're going to value and what you're going to focus on as you progress in the sport of tricking. Now that offers a ton of freedom, but that also means it's your responsibility to decide. You guys get to choose. Do you want to work power tricks? Do you want to work style? Do you want to work on clean kicks? Or do you want to work on fun flips? You can do whatever you want, so it's up to you to decide. No, I cannot do double gainer. There are a ton of tricks I can't do. I'm very grateful to have a lot of tricks I can do, but to name a few that I can't cork and back out. I don't like doing double back on floor. I cannot do double front on floor. I can't really do cart quad. I can do a good cart triple full, but I can't really hyper hook it. I can do a shuriken cutter, but I cannot do a shuriken, which is the same thing, but 3 kicks. There are so many tricks I can't do. I'm only touching the surface, and I have so much more to learn. First, I'm so sorry you're experiencing those things, but man, I gotta be honest with you, if you cannot walk, you should not be tricking at all. Walking is like the most basic trick of all. You just put one foot in front of the other. So if your ankles are popping when you're walking, they're too weak. You need them to be stronger, and that's not a bad thing. You just need to condition them. Maybe work on your flexibility. If your knee is popping when you're doing a cheat 9, you're probably doing it wrong. Or your knee is too weak because you can't even walk. There are a few physical baselines you gotta hit before you start tricking. And if you're going to be tricking intensely on a broken body or a body that's too weak, you're just gonna fall apart. So my biggest advice for you and how you can stop these is to go take a real step back, condition your body, make sure you can walk without pain or pops, make sure you can even jog and run without any pain. If you can do these things, then maybe you're ready to start tricking again. And when you do start tricking again, do things like the roundhouse kick, the tornado kick. Do those tricks 200 times to make your body stronger. If your body is having this many issues walking, it's not going to be able to trick. So seriously, please take a huge step back and consider your health before you move forward. Before tricking, I had a ton of trampoline experience, and that was invaluable when it came to my progression. The trampoline can teach you a ton of really important things, like the basic flips, front flip, back flip, and then you can do the scaled up versions, front layout, back half, front half. And with these fundamentals, you can then translate them to the floor eventually when you start tricking. That said, while trampoline is really helpful, if you want to get good at tricking, you should just trick. There are certain skills that you can learn on the trampoline, but they just don't translate as well to the floor. Like if you're going to learn the cheat gainer, I think it's better to learn the macaco on the floor, then do the swing macaco, and start doing the touchdown gainer, and then scale it to the cheat gainer right on the ground, instead of going on a trampoline and throwing this weird off-axis flip on this springy bed. I've seen a ton of athletes sprain their ankles by doing cheat gainers on the trampoline. So I really think it's better to train these tricks on the floor. That said, trampoline is invaluable, especially if you want to learn big flipping skills like the double back. I would strongly recommend an athlete learn the double back on the trampoline and then slowly progress it to the floor. It really depends on what you want to train and what you want to get good at. If you want to focus on off-axis flips, kicks, and transitions, focus your time on the floor. But if you want to get really good at flipping skills, twisting skills, and just get really good kinesthetic awareness, train on the trampoline. First, I really don't think you should be concerned with building a reputation. If you want to get good at tricking, no one has to watch that. You could just get good at tricking. That said, if you do want to build a reputation, there are two big ways. The first is get good. So if you want to get good at tricking, everybody will have their eyes on you if you do start getting good. If some random person out of nowhere just started spamming triple corks at a gathering, I would pay attention, and so would everyone else. So that is the first path to really getting a reputation, is you have to get good. Michael Guthrie earned that reputation because he put in the work and he became one of the best athletes. The second way is to add value. If you can really provide value to the community, then that is something amazing, and that will grow your name in and of itself. Some of the best names in tricking have not been the greatest athletes. Look at your favorite tutorials. Look at the people who are behind the big tricking businesses. often they're not the best athletes. So I really think those are the two ways to build a big reputation in tricking. At least the two positive ways. Remember, there is a big difference between fame and infamy. You want to be known for the right reasons. And I think those are getting good and providing value. This community can only grow if we help it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a special thank you to everybody who sent in their questions. If you liked this video, of course, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to support mastering tricking, read the description, click the links below, and maybe even become a patron for just $1 a month. But thank you guys again, and have a lovely day.